throw these on real quick. There we go. Too much light in here. I'm testing the waters with a little what's it called? Phone streaming. I kind of like the way it looked yesterday. A lot of people have been telling me the camera's all fucked up, so we're gonna test the waters here with a stream on my phone. Let's see how it goes. Got Islanders hockey in a little bit. My St. John's Red Storm coming up in about 20 minutes. Not really looking forward to that. St. John's, I was at the St. John's game on Saturday, and that was absolutely miserable. That was one of the worst games I've ever gone to live. The disappointment, unfucking believable. You degenerate, come to Kentucky. I would love to come to Kentucky. Dude, you know what? I was thinking about it earlier because I'm making a video coming up Friday. I'm going to make a video where it's where I talk about one sporting event I'd like to do in every state. Kentucky's easy to me. I want to go to the Kentucky Derby so bad someday, and I'm sure I'll make it there. It's a bucket list, not because of the horses, more so. Well, there's a lot of horse racing in my family. My grandfather owned a horse. I think I may have discussed that before. I'm not really sure. What's up, Fley? Alf, what's going on, man? Harbaugh got canned. Not shocked. Yeah, I'm not really shocked either. I think it's more so just a big name going on the market that's shocking. But from a Ravens perspective, I have a buddy who's a Ravens fan, and he said he was kind of sick of the John Harbaugh dance every year. It makes sense, man. Sometimes you just need a new voice in the locker room, and I felt like it was time for the Baltimore Ravens. It's not shocking. It's more so the coaching carousel heating up. It's more so that's more of what this is, more so than wow, John Harbaugh didn't deserve to be fired. It's more so, wow, you just threw John Harbaugh's name into into a coaching carousel that actually doesn't have a lot of big names. Now, John Harbaugh, maybe that guy. I don't know. Think he takes a year off? What do we think? If I was a coach, I would, he's going to get a head coaching job. Let me take this off. I can't fucking read. He's going to get a head coaching job, right? I would think. I mean, I don't think he's coming back as a coordinator. I would think by the end of this offseason, he's coaching somewhere else. But I don't know. Maybe he takes a year off. Maybe he decides to go study abroad or something. Who knows? Cardinals should get him. Yeah, I think anybody should try to get him. I don't know which team even looks the best. Churchill Downs is 5 minutes away from Louisville Football Arena and 10 minutes away from Louisville Basketball Arena. I wish that was all in the same year, in the same time of the year, because I would absolutely do a triple dip. But it's not. Definitely looking to go to the KFC Yum Center someday. Definitely on my bucket list. I've got a lot of sports things planned. Hopefully, like I said, if this channel takes off a little bit more, we'll start doing shit. I got a lot of ideas, man. It's gonna take me grinding this channel and turning it into something. This is on me. I have a ton of ideas, and I'm excited to share them with you guys at some point. I have an idea to go to I'm gonna do a whole mid-major I have an idea that I'm gonna go to different states, and I can't leave the state until I went to a home game of every single college basketball team in it. Obviously a California thing could be really bad. But I'm thinking Rhode Island has 4 teams. There's a whole thing that I have in mind. We'll see. Play that by ear. But the John Harbaugh news, like we said, it wasn't exactly shocking. It's more so adding a guy like John Harbaugh to the coaching carousel makes things very, very interesting. I just ate. I got done. I figured I'm going to do a little bit more of these dinner hour streams. Try to get a more variety of people. I'll be live again tonight, probably around 10 o'clock when St. John's and the Islanders are both over. For now, I like to do these streams a little bit earlier, just like I said. Try to find a new audience, try to find new people to come and make fun of me. We'll see. We're going to be here. I do love the late nights. Last night I went live, what was that? I was live at 2:30 in the morning. Really fucked me up today. But shout out that guy that called me. That guy that called me 4 times and kept calling me Mike. Woke me right up out of my slumber, and I never really got back to sleep after that. So, is what it is. Hopefully we don't have another one of those tonight. Um, let's see what else is going on in the sports world or anything wise. Like, it doesn't just have to be sports. Um, I was a little surprised about Cliff Kingsbury getting the axe. I think that was a little bit odd. Um, I'd love to have Cliff Kingsbury with the Jets, but I think Cliff Kingsbury's a little bit above that job. I think Cliff Kingsbury's a guy that could go anywhere. Live for 5 minutes and only one like, this man's falling off. You're not wrong. Absolutely, I am falling off here, Joe. I don't know what happened to me. There was a time, bro. I will not discuss I won't do it to you. There was a time that a Fley stream would be, like premier TV. But we all have our fall offs, man. We can't always be. And geez, this look, I'm ugly as hell right now, man. For fuck's sake. And just like that, I got 2 more likes. You can. I'm just saying, what the fucking fuck. I mean, listen, I won't do it, Joe. I'm not gonna do it to you. That would be like me talking about my Jets. I don't want to talk about the Jets right now. I'm not gonna do that. It sucks, man. I hate that Cliff Kingsbury got fired because I think Cliff Kingsbury is such an offensive genius. You're not going to find a better offensive mind than Cliff Kingsbury. I feel like very few guys. Not really sure what they're doing there. I felt like that was a perfect match made in heaven. You want to keep moving on with Jaden Daniels. Cliff Kingsbury's so good with these mobile quarterbacks. Harbaugh getting the axe, what dumb. I mean, Joe, I think at some point, like for the Ravens, it's just about having a new voice in the locker room. I kind of understand it, but it's weird seeing John Harbaugh in the coaching carousel now. OKC frauds, somewhat. You know who are fucking frauds? And I hate to admit it, the New York Knicks. You never fall off. You can't fall off if you were never on. That's the thing. Like calling it a fall off, like I would have some fucking balls saying that I fell off. I was never anywhere. But Daniels just wants to play football. He will adjust to the new offensive coordinator. I'm not worried about Jaden Daniels for sure. I just think Cliff Kingsbury is such a great offensive mind. Like I said, that's the trouble I have. Like the long form content too. I watch like 90% of the states video. I appreciate that, Kmart. Yeah, I went through every state. That was crazy. I don't know what made me want to do that, but I did it. I'm happy I did it. Friday I'm gonna do a sporting event that I'm gonna want to attend in every state. It's gonna be very intriguing. I've been trying to think of stuff. I already have like most of the states down. I got to do my homework on Alaska because I have no fucking idea what they play there, what sports they do. Harbaugh to the Raiders, I don't know. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of these teams, most of these teams that have a coaching vacancy, you would think every single one of them are going to interview John Harbaugh, but you never know. It all depends. I do think, I obviously think Raiders have a lot to offer. Like I think the Raiders are a little bit in trouble with the way they're built, but you got the number 1 pick. You're going to get a young quarterback. There's a lot. Imagine the Harbaughs facing off twice a year. That'd be pretty electric. I'd be all for that. A double dose of the Harbaughs every single year. You could sign me up for that. I think I would absolutely be good with that. Knicks just in a slight slump. They played their asses off for that cup. They did. And yeah, obviously, listen, the cup takes a lot out of you. It does. It's a couple extra games. John, don't be stupid. Take the job. What, the Raiders? He would get the Raiders to a minimum of 7 to 8 wins next year. I mean, you put Fernando Mendoza on that roster. You give him a coach like John Harbaugh. It's a great recipe for success. Justin Fields, ha 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 ha. I don't really give a shit. We got the number 2 pick. I'm fine, Olivia. You cannot hurt me. Like, you think you can hurt me with anything Jets related? You have no idea. Lamar Jackson, True Scotiabank? What? Lamar Jackson, True Scotiabank. Were you trying to say Lamar Jackson to the Raiders? Lamar Jackson threw his coach under the bus. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that, if all Tyler Loop has to do is make a field goal and John Harbaugh is not unemployed today. Like, that changed the course of a lot of things. Big mad, big sad. No, definitely not. I honestly just don't care. I'm a Jet fan. You cannot hurt me. It's not possible. It's always my favorite. Listen, like, trolls come in here all the time, and it's funny. I think one of my favorite things trolls do, and it's so much worse on TikTok. They try to tell you you're mad, and I'm just kind of chilling here. It doesn't really bother me one way or another. That's always one of my favorite ones. They try to force that you're mad. I'm a fucking Jet fan, dude. If I got mad at every little thing, my life would be completely miserable. It already is. Like, it is miserable to begin with. Just not easy. If Lamar had said, "I want my coach back," he would not have gotten fired. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. But for Lamar Jackson, I think it's a spot where he can't really have an opinion on things. One way or another, it's a situation of, Lamar Jackson can't go against what the front office is thinking, and it's a tough situation for a guy like Lamar, who's going to be in Baltimore for years to come. LOL, I knew it, Mr. Miserable. All right. Ravens won me money every preseason picking them to win. Damn it. Dude, the Ravens were fucking unbelievable in the preseason. I think everybody jumped on that bandwagon. What has it been like? It's been like 4 years since the Ravens have lost a preseason game or something. Like, insane that the Ravens were always super prepared for the preseason. Ravens should hire Peter Griffin. You mad, bro? Not really. No, I'm pretty chill, Kmart. I'm not really sure what happened there, but it is what it is. Ravens should hire Peter Griffin. Why not? He coached the Silly Nannies. Every player on the Dodgers will go to bat for Dave Roberts. You'll see. Listen, Mike, if something happened where the Dodgers miraculously didn't make the playoffs and, like, a player was asked at the end of the year, yeah, I don't know. They'd probably go to bat for him. I think it's a little different, but it's a weird situation to put a player in, is ask him about his coach after the season. But one kick changes everything. Tyler Loop kicks that ball through the uprights, and we're not talking about John Harbaugh needing a job today. He played for the Silly Nannies, not coach. You're right. He played for the Silly Nannies. I am like, honestly, after I said it, Joe, I wasn't gonna correct it because I thought of it, but I'm not gonna. My Peter Griffin career history post the New England Patriots. I'm not. I really fucked up there, and it's stuff I should know. Or maybe they hire RDJ. For all they know, he's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Of course, I'm the dude playing the dude. If it's Family Guy, I got to correct. I love you to pieces. Of course, Joe. Listen, everybody's passionate about their own things. I love Family Guy, man. And the fact that I screwed that up, that Peter Griffin was not the coach of the Silly Nannies, that he was one of their offensive linemen, that's on me, and I feel terrible that I did that. Because I love myself some Family Guy. Yeah, no, I fucked up. I like, my mistake. I apologize. Whatever I gotta say. That is 1,000% on me. That's just something that can't happen. I love Family Guy. I love South Park. I love all those animated shows are so good. You know what's really fucking good? You know what show does not get enough credit for how good it is? Fucking Bob's Burgers. Unbelievable show. Somebody, like, one of my buddies put me onto that a few years ago. That he's like, dude, you got to watch Bob's Burgers. It's so good. But he does have ties to the Pats, might make him think again. It's true. Do you care where your superhero Trae Young gets traded to? My superhero. Trae Young beat the Knicks like one time, and he's been running on that for years. Respect it. I don't really care where he ends up. Bob's names for his burgers are good. They're so good, dude. Just the thought process behind that whole show is phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Bob's Burgers is it's one of the most underrated shows on TV, in my opinion. Like, it does not get enough credit for how good. I'm not leaving on like that. But Bob's Burgers, fantastic show. Yeah, Trae Young, I hope he gets traded to the Wizards. No offense, Joe. That would be miserable. What about American Dad? American Dad's good. I like American Dad. John Harbaugh would fit well with the Raiders and their new quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. True. I think he would. I think it's I don't think the Raiders are a spot that are necessarily like. I do think the Raiders are a good enough job right now where a guy like John Harbaugh could end up there. Yo, Venture, what's up, man? How are we? It's good, man. I love anything. I pretty much love anything Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane's so fucking funny. Yeah, American Dad, Family Guy, you name it. Trey Young overrated. I would say maybe not overrated. Trey Young's a weird one. He has days like he'll play games where he looks like he could be the best point guard in the NBA. Then he'll have a couple games in a row where he can't shoot. You take the good and the bad with a guy like Trey Young. Well, don't forget what happened the last time the Raiders hired an old coach. That's true, but John Harbaugh's a little bit more youthful than Pete Carroll is. Like old in a different way. Pete Carroll was old because he was like a fossil. John Harbaugh just coached. He's probably up there a little bit, but not crazy. Trey slightly overrated in my opinion. Still a good player. Dude, I hate Trey Young because I'm a Knicks fan. I love the way Trey Young plays basketball, and I think like there's time. I would love to have a guy like Trey Young. It'll never happen though. Ted was also flipping hilarious and was actually kind of heartwarming. Haven't seen Ted 2 of the show. Never seen the show. Both Ted movies are really funny. The first Ted, dude, that movie was so fucking funny. It still stands the test of time. The second one's pretty good too. Yeah, I'm actually sitting at my computer right now, but I decided to stream on my phone because I like the picture a little bit better. I think the picture is far better than whatever the fuck is going on with my camera. Thunder Buddies for life. Fuck you, Thunder. You can suck my dick. Great, just great movie, man. Islanders tonight, even money at home. Give me that. Duke and Louisville under tonight, absolute lock. I don't know what I like tonight in college basketball 57, but the Islanders at even money, I'm with you. I don't really understand why the Islanders are even money. Other than the fact that Bo Horvat's not playing. That's the only thing that really stands out, but still, the Islanders are a wagon. Do I have F my eyes? No, you bring me fresh eyes. You can't get me Thunder because you're just God's farts. I totally did not read that correctly. But hey, we're here. Love the Islanders tonight though. Love the Islanders. John Harbaugh is 63 years old. That's like not too old in coaching. That's not like Pete Carroll old by any means. Like Pete Carroll, John Harbaugh, not on the same level. Louisville Duke under, huh? Like 63 is shocking, right? I did not think he was 63 years old. I would not have guessed that. That would not have been my first guess. If you had to tell me, if you made me guess how old John Harbaugh was, I would not have guessed 63 years old. That is kind of wild. I feel like he's so young. Modern medicine is amazing for rich people. Truly. It's amazing how young people tend to stay. A guy like John Harbaugh, I would have guessed like 50, maybe. I would have guessed like 53 at best. 63, though. Wow. That is shocking. That's a shocking development. Could Purdue go on a run in March Madness? I think Purdue is very good. It's very intriguing with Purdue and Michigan in the same conference. To me, those are the two best teams in college basketball by a mile. I think Michigan is just really good. Purdue could absolutely make a run for sure. Harbaugh have the athlete pedigree too. Yeah, I mean Jim does. Jim played in the NFL. What will it take for the Chargers to beat the Patriots? For the Chargers to beat the Patriots, it's really going to come down to the quarterback play. Drake May has been an MVP all year. If he keeps that up, I think the Patriots are much better than the Chargers. But that kills me to say. It's going to take like probably a perfect game out of Justin Herbert. I don't see that happening. Luck for sure he does. I'm just saying, wow. It is nuts. It's just nuts to think he's 63. He doesn't look a day over fucking 50. Any ideas for the Niners-Eagles? That's a toss-up game because I'm not really that high. Like, I think a lot of people are much higher on both those teams than I am. I don't know. That's a very tough game for me. 49ers beat the Eagles by 5, calling it now. I could see it. Eagles offense is so lifeless. The Eagles have not done anything in weeks. The Eagles don't scare me one bit. The Niners, I think, are a little bit better. I think you're right. I do think the Niners win that game. I'm just not big on the Niners. Like, I'm not really that big on the Niners either. But but we'll see. I feel like the 49ers will win. If I had to guess, I would take the Niners. I would absolutely take the Niners if I had to guess. Like you said, the Eagles look lifeless right now on both sides of the ball, but their offense, especially, like I'm not trusting Jalen Hurts right now. Just that's me. Tom Brady, do your job and go get John Harbaugh, our next coach. Again, Tom Brady, like if there was ever like a time for Josh McDaniels to work out, it would work with Tom Brady, but I don't think it's happening. I stopped betting the season after week 6, and my picks have been amazing. That's always how it works, Joe. You like take a break and you start like trying to bet, like play the games without actually betting on them, and you end up going on a run. It's the worst fucking thing ever. The second you start putting your money down, it's like these players go in like fucking SpongeBob mode where like he's got the orb of confusion all the fucking time. The injuries this year, after all my bets, it always does. Doesn't matter who coaches the Raiders are Jets West. I mean, the Raiders are pretty miserable, but they have the number 1 pick. They're about to get Fernando Mendoza. Things can change in a heartbeat. Do I think Fernando Mendoza is like the end-all, be-all, like top quarterback prospect? Like in this draft, yes. All around, like there's been years where there's better prospects at the top, but Fernando Mendoza by a mile is the number 1 guy this year, and good for the Raiders. I think John Harbaugh could get them 7 wins next year. Mendoza is Mariota. I don't know if he's Mariota. Like, I'd probably say he's more so. Mariota's a tough one, man. Like, I don't even know who I'd compare him to. Easy on my Mariota. Yeah. Don't talk about Marcus Mariota with Joe Waters around. Definitely don't do that. No, listen, Marcus Mariota, I don't know if that's the comparison. Mariota's a much better athlete. Mendoza might be a little bit better in terms of seeing the field, reading the defenses and shit than Mariota was coming out, but I would hate to lose him as a backup. Yeah, it would shock me if he went anywhere, but we'll see. Luigi got hit by a Goomba. Damn. Everybody likes, like, I've heard Luigi a lot. Luigi's usually the good one. And then the fucking, the Thundercock thing, whatever that is. Mendoza's an overpriced bourbon. Wow, putting it in Joe Waters, putting it in Joe Waters language. I respect it. I think the reason why Fernando Mendoza is so highly touted is because he's the only good quarterback in this draft. But I also think, like, I would be okay with, I would love to have Fernando Mendoza on the Jets, 100%. I'm not trying to talk down about him. Did you hear Jeff Saturday said the Raiders should not draft the quarterback? What is he talking about? Jeff Saturday came back as a head coach because Jim Mercer was a crazy person. Don't listen to Jeff Saturday. What? No, Waluigi is the best. No, somebody called me Luigi. I would always play 2-player on Super Mario and let Mario die so I could play as Luigi. I respect it. Mariota is a solid backup. Yeah, solid backup. But I think Fernando Mendoza is a little bit better, like, coming out of college. Hold on. My Wi-Fi shut off. I think Fernando Mendoza is slightly better in terms of, like, prospect-wise. How are you all feeling after grabbing Venezuelan oil? Us? It didn't really change anything for me. I'm still here. How are you all feeling after grabbing Venezuelan oil? Interesting question. I'm chilling. Didn't really change a thing for me. Best backup is Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis is going to be very interesting where Malik Willis ends up next year. I think he's a guy who's played well enough to be a starting quarterback next year, but we'll see. We also took out a tyrant, but hey, listen. Some people like to spin zone it, however, some people like to spin zone it in different ways. Don't you feel bad about what? Well, why would I feel bad? We took out a fucking dictator. I've never been to Venezuela, neither have I. We took out a guy who was peddling drugs to our country and running fucking Venezuela like a dictatorship. Hello from Scotland, bro. Fast Buck, how are we? Welcome from Scotland. About grabbing someone's wealth? Whose wealth? Listen, why do you think any country was in Venezuela? There were a million countries in Venezuela. I'm just saying I didn't take anything from there because I've never been there. Exactly. I didn't go. I wasn't there. We use that oil to cook to Quenos. Yes, of course. Why would I, like, I don't know. Fernando Mendoza's haters will eat their words. I think Fernando Mendoza is going to be fine. What if China does the same with the U.S.? I would love for them to try. Tasty Venezuelan foods. Venezuelan petro is gas. Scotland just got here. A lot of Scotland tonight. I like it. I mean, what do you want me to say, Hassan family? I didn't I didn't take anything. You're asking me like I was there. I didn't go. Then they got fucked over, obviously, or they would have done it already. It's similar. Giving out about a day's pay in Super Chats tonight? Fuck yeah. A day's pay in Super Chats. See, that's nice to support creators. I mean, your country. I mean, I know you mean my country. I mean, I think you took out a tyrant, a guy who was running Venezuela like a complete dictatorship, a complete and utter dictatorship. I'm not exactly crying over it. You had countries there trying to get their hand in the oil. You know, it's it's what goes on in the world. But, you know, you had a guy who was a dictator running Venezuela. You know, my favorite thing is the people who are from Venezuela here in the country are so happy, so thrilled that this guy is out of power. But, like, the rich white kids who haven't fucking had a job in their life are like, oh, just leave that person. You got him. Why take their oil? Don't forget what happened in Iraq. It happened in Iraq, too. It's part of the world, man. It sucks. I don't know the history of Greenland, but it's about to get a name change to Red, White, and Blue Land. Yeah, I mean, did you see, what was it? Who went there? The Nelk Boys went there or whatever, and they, like the Nelk Boys fucking went there and, were telling people that they had to change their name or something. I forget. It was some fucking hilarious shit. Gotta love chat sympathizing with a failed narco state. It's unbelievable to me, man. Like, look, do I agree? Like, do I think it was a little bit crazy how we went about it? Of course. Like, I think it's a little nuts to just go in, kidnap a fucking world leader, and bring him to the States. But it also shows we mean business. I think it's a catch-22. Mike, a.k.a. Fley. Dude. Nobody's sympathizing narco. You get them now. Why stealing their wealth? I mean, because why do you think anybody was there? That's the thing. Why were any of these countries there? Russia's there. China's there. Like, what are we supposed to do? Just be like, just saying whatever you're down with. What'd you say? Dude, I've been a conspiracy theorist forever. It's too deep to get into. You're not wrong. So you think it's okay to steal? Dude, like, when you want to break it down like that, like here we go. We got a guy who's trying to find a reason why taking out a fucking dictatorship is a problem. Like, listen, it's part of the world. Does it suck? It's a shitty part of fucking life? Yeah. Also a conspiracy theorist? I love a good conspiracy theorist. Who, me? Wait, Joe, what did I miss? Oh, Venezuelan food? I didn't see it. Everyone is bad somehow? I mean, but you're trying to fucking cherry pick on this. Venezuela doesn't have an army anymore. The new president, Juan Trumpez, is in charge now. Well, he's not going to leave them in fucking shambles. I mentioned it live. Oh, us? Yeah. No, it didn't pop up. Joe, if you mentioned that, it didn't come up. But I'm absolutely down at some point. Unless you're doing it right now. If you're going live right now. Joe, that did not pop up on my chat. Because if it did, I would have fucking jumped all over that. He goes, white boy, damn. What are your thoughts on 9/11 conspiracies? Yeah, but Joe, at some point we definitely will. I think we need to have a dual live where, like, you drink your whiskey, I'll have a couple beers, and we'll fucking just shoot the shit, man. Yeah, but Joe, I did not see that. I apologize, man. I'm agnostic, but we definitely don't know the whole story. I don't know. Yep, Hassan, it's okay to stop a dictator from supplying American enemies with oil. Yes. Listen, again, Hassan seems like somebody who's going to look for anything wrong in what's going on. That's fine. I like, you want to cherry pick certain things like, oh yeah, but why did you like you take a fucking dictator out of power? Oh, why'd you take the oil? I don't know, because it was there and other countries were going to get it anyway. I don't know. Fucking crazy. We should have a dual live where we focus on a topic like this. We're both level headed. Joe, I think it would be great. I think like let's get it to the point where we have a fucking podcast. If it's okay for you, it's okay for others too. I mean, again, you're trying to harp on the one little thing that might be troubling. If you're agnostic, can I tell you about the love of Jesus Christ? I know a lot of you guys do. Honestly, most of the people in here are big time, like level-headed people. I would love to do that. I'm also agnostic on Jesus Christ. Jody Meeks is our one and only Lord and Savior. Of course, it's Jody Meeks. Of course, yes. I'm from the Church of Jody Meeks. Look at what Somalia did to the United States. Look at what China did to Panama. Dude, you see it everywhere. It's part of it's a shitty part of the world. It's something that happens every single day, whether you like it or not. To be like, oh, why are we stealing oil? Because guess what? Russia was there, China was there doing the same thing. At least, subbed, liked, I could tell you're not a narcissist, seemed honest. Yeah, I appreciate that, Sleeper. Yeah, no, not at all. I enjoy having a conversation here, Sleeper. I love this. Nobody took over oil wells. I mean, dude, like you're really harping on a very specific thing. A lot of people think it was staged so the U.S. could go fight in Iraq. I mean, look, I know people. What sucks is like one of my very good friends, one of my best friends on this planet, lost his father in 9/11. So I don't even like talking about any of that stuff because I've seen it firsthand. My one of my best friends on the planet lost his dad in 9/11, and like obviously I'm from New York. I remember that day vividly. It's a tough one because it hits so close to home. You see some of these videos and it's brutal to like, when you see some of the the evidential things, it's tough. I also have an uncle. My uncle worked at the World Trade Center. Said about 2 days before there was like fucking Brinks trucks bringing shit out of the basement. So sorry to hear that. It sucks, man. China took over the canal. Wait, thoughts on the Mets pitching staff? I'm not really a fan of it right now. I think what the Mets did a year ago was the Mets were planning on, building a bullpen for the postseason. I'm a big believer of the postseason. I don't think starting pitching is as important when you get to the playoffs, but starting pitching is very important to get you there. And I think the Mets underestimated that. Look what China is doing to shipping docks en route of the east coast of Africa. Also, look at what U.S. is doing. That does not mean you start stealing someone's wealth. I mean, you're like going after a topic that is so, you mad, bro? So mad, angry as hell. Once we bring up the Mets pitching staff, but no, I think the Mets screwed up in that regard where you need starting pitching to get yourself through the season. Hassan, Jesus, I mean, look, Hassan, I think you're really harping on a very specific thing that every single country in the world does, which sucks ass, but it's part of it's part of the world. It's part of how we got to where we are today. If we played by the rules all the time, we'd be pretty fucked as a country. Would you rather pay fucking $40 a gallon for gas? I certainly would not. Jody Meeks loves you. Rate Pop-Tarts? Love Pop-Tarts. No, nobody steals at this pace. They do. Hassan, if you actually believe that, I got fucking oceanfront property for you in Arizona that I can sell you right now. All you got to do is super chat me $1,000. All Pop-Tarts are garbage except for brown sugar. My favorite Pop-Tart is they have a hot fudge sundae. Unlimited money doesn't guarantee championships. See Redskins and Yankees. Well, the thing is, Washington has a salary cap. The Yankees don't. The Mets, look at the Mets. The Mets have spent an ungodly amount of money. And what did it get them? One of the biggest disasters ever. I'm harping on a very specific thing. Jesus Christ the King. Well, no, Calvin and Hobbes. I respect whatever you believe in, man. I think whatever you personally believe in, that's on you, man, and I appreciate it. I respect it. I'll never tell somebody else what to believe in. S'mores Pop-Tarts are the best. S'mores Pop-Tarts are phenomenal. I'm a big hot fudge sundae guy. Hot fudge sundae to me are the best. Even Jesus is not happy with the USC. What? Now you're really stretching it. Like, I don't even want to go into that. Bacon and knew I liked you, Joe. Listen, that's the two things that make the world go round right there. He was a fucking carpenter. Knock it off. Don't ram Jesus down people's necks. Listen, I think I'm all for people believing in it. I'm in the same boat where like I'm not going to talk about it just because it's not up to me to tell you what to believe in, and I'm not a very religious person to begin with. I'd say I'm agnostic. Like I think it was C. White said it. I'm on that. I'm on that bandwagon. I had a lady I used to work with that was like that. She was like supremely like, oh, like this, that, and the other thing. Like, come on, you got the bad guy. Now just leave the country's wealth. Son, the problem is you leave a country like that in shambles. Countries are coming to take the stuff. Jesus kicks ass at law maintenance. People are dying and suffering, and you guys are worried about oil. No, I mean that's the thing, Mike. Like he's talking about oil right now. Oh, we're stealing oil. Like the fucking country was a disaster. Like you had a guy who rigged an election, who was running over people who were protesting with fucking tanks. And we're so worried about the oil. That's what we're harping on here. It's crazy. I'm first patron saint of Jody Meeks. Dude, it could be the church of anything. Hassan, nah, it's our wealth. Take the L, bro. It's just not worth the to the victor goes the spoils. Exactly. It's just part of the world. It's part of what goes on. Like we just took out a dictator. We took out probably one of the worst dictators behind Kim Jong-un in the entire world. Don't quote me on that because I'm sure there's some bad ones out there that I'm forgetting. Put up a Trump statue. It's done. I'm more interested in the playoffs, to be honest. You and me both. I'm dying to talk about the NFL playoffs, but I kind of let these chats go wherever they go. I mean, they kind of wrecked Nazi Germany and absolutely shredded their country. Not many talk about that, to be fair. I mean, that's very true. We can talk about whatever. We can talk about the NFL playoffs. I have the playoff bracket up. I was not expecting to go into Venezuela so early. When you work at, man, if it's not too personal, what do you work at? I'm a trucker in Scotland. So, Sleeper, I worked for the, I used to say, I work for the government. I used to not want to tell you guys. I work for the town that I live in. And I basically, I work in the office. I work, basically the department I'm in is road maintenance. And I basically am part of a group that decides what roads are going to be paved in my town. Not a very glamorous gig by any means. Cuba is next. We'll see. We could go back to y'all's delusional Klay Thompson, Kyle Korver take. Now, Venture, I think what I said was misinterpreted. I think Kyle Korver, shooting-wise, better spot-up shooter. Overall player, Klay Thompson's by a mile a better player. Everyone is next. It won't end well. Wrong precedent. Well, if you fucking take a dictator out and then leave the country just open for business, it's way worse. It wasn't really you. No. I know it wasn't really me, Venture, but I want to make sure I'm not in that boat. John Harbaugh to the Chargers. Could you imagine? Takes over his brother's job. Joe was drunk off that damn beer. That was a little bit crazy. I don't think anybody thinks Kyle Korver is really a better basketball player. Shooter? Yeah, probably. I think that hat is a bit too big for you. You order an extra large hat on Temu, this is the kind of shit you get. Was the highlight of the 2020s for the Jets so far Antonio Brown storming off MetLife? It's a shame that might have been. Probably, I don't know, man. He was trying to rage bait me. It got crazy. Why you keep focusing on dictator? Hell with them. Why are you taking their oil? I mean, Hassan, I'm saying the exact opposite of what you're saying. Why are you so focused on the oil? Fuck it. We got rid of a dictator. He's going to bodybuild into it? Who? 100% John Harbaugh going to the Raiders. It would make a lot of sense. I can't speak English. Your hat is cool, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. What language? Not that I know a lot of languages. I'm just asking. Rate cookies and milk. Depends what kind of cookies. Oreos and milk, elite. I'm not really big on chocolate chip cookies and milk. I'm not. When I have chocolate chip cookies, I prefer iced tea. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy for that. I don't dip it. I'm not dipping my cookies in iced tea, but to wash it down with a nice Snapple, that's what I would go with. He was also a bad dude. Don't ever forget that. He was a terrible person. He rigged elections. He was like wiping people off the map. It was crazy. Soup is the best food against that freezer outside when you were homeless. What? Food against that freezer outside when you were homeless. What do you mean? Nutter Butters, what's the best cookie? Oatmeal raisin don't chop. I love oatmeal raisin cookies. I love chocolate chip. I think my favorite cookie might be what would my favorite cookie be? You guys have Chip City by you by any chance? Why not getting rid of Saudia? Because that's a whole nother that's like those people have money and shit that you don't want to get involved with. Soup is hot outside. It's freezing cold where I am. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean soup is great in this kind of weather. This is soup weather. What's the best Little Debbie? I'm not a big Little Debbie guy. I'm a bigger Hostess. Hostess to me, like I like Hostess more so. Little Debbie has Nutty Buddies, right? Is that what those are? Nutty Buddies are good. I'm a big Nutty Buddies. The King of Saudia is just another monster. I agree. I'm not sitting here telling you you're wrong, but like that's a whole nother fight. Christmas tree cakes are good. Zebra cakes are solid. Strawberry shortcake roll is really good too. Hood classics. Here, man, you're doing a better job than those women at the White House press conference. I am? What do you mean by that? So you have no rationale? What do you mean I have no rationale? I'm not sitting here saying that I think the Saudis are good people. Like, I mean, like the government. I'm not sitting here saying that. I'm just saying, like, you think we're just going to up and fucking try to take them, like, and take their leader? It's not going to work. Venezuela, like, was a much, like, and also, not to mention, Venezuela also had drugs coming into our country. Like, why am I even answering him at this point? Venezuela, like, the biggest problem with Venezuela is their drugs were ending up in our country. That's why we got so involved. French dip or French toast? French toast. I'm not a big French dip guy. Not at all. Like, I like French toast. Like, how about this? Out of the big three, French fries are phenomenal. Big three: French toast, pancakes, waffles. I feel like a lot of people disagree with me on this. I am a big time fucking what do you call it? I'm a big time fucking pancake guy. China, the number one source of fentanyl. I'm not disagreeing with you. But China wasn't peddling fentanyl through their government. Their fucking leader is not the one peddling it. Educate these people, Flay. I'm trying. You know what? I don't even know why I'm answering. Waffles are better than pancakes. I respect waffles. I respect French toast. I respect pancakes. I respect all three. I love pancakes. I will always be a pancake guy. Flapjacks over pancakes. Yeah, flapjack. Like, dude, you go to some like fucking diner that looks like a cabin in the woods, you'll get the best pancakes you'll ever have in your life. Waffles and peanut butter and syrup are a legendary combo. I like that with all three. What's great is they all like putting toppings on any one of them are good. All three are kind of mid, but waffles are slightly less mid. I put pancakes, waffles, then French toast, but like I guess kind of mid would be a good way to describe it. I would say all above average. Like I don't go out of my way for any of them. But there's nothing like a fucking cabin in the middle of like some like lake town or like, you know, when you're driving from upstate New York down back to Long Island and you find like some fucking diner on the side of the road, that's the best pancakes you'll ever have in your entire fucking life. Yeah, above average is good. I would say like above average. Hassan, I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I don't like hot take, but eggs are super overrated. Overrated? Yeah, I mean, I think like eggs get used for everything. I guess if I had to say one way or the other, they're probably overrated. I love eggs, man. I love good eggs. Like, I could eat eggs like fucking. I could eat eggs for every fucking meal of the day. I had egg foo young for dinner. Homemade egg foo young. I cooked it myself. Who over the age of 11 is out here eating pancakes? Eggs are the only rated because they have so many uses. Very true. Just because you fire somebody doesn't mean your team's going to be any better. You're right. It doesn't necessarily. It's not always a good thing. In tough times, eggs can be a game changer, so they get plus. That's the thing. Eggs, like, one of my favorite, like, struggle meals, and it's not even really a struggle meal. Okay, it is a struggle meal, but you make, like, fucking rice. You scramble up, like, 4 or 5 eggs. You just make fucking fried rice and eggs. Harbaugh to the Browns. Could you imagine? And eggs are super easy to farm. Eggs are everything about eggs are just super easy. Worst possible use of eggs, deviled eggs. I don't know why anybody makes deviled eggs. They are disgusting. I wouldn't waste my time with hard-boiled eggs either. I'm not really sure, like, my sister is a fucking... Dude, my sister loves hard-boiled eggs, and every time she comes over here, I gotta make them for her. And I'm just like, you're wasting my fucking time. I should just tell her, like I think you guys know my sister has autism. Like, I should just start telling her you're having scrambled eggs or nothing. But I try. I try to, keep her happy. She fucking loves hard-boiled eggs. I'd rather just scramble them up. They used to feed chickens newspaper during the Depression? Really? I did not know that. They used to feed chickens newspaper. Learn something new every day. Yeah, I told her that. I'm like, you're wasting my fucking time here. I gotta... It's not that it takes that long to hard-boil an egg, but, like, for fuck's sake, let me just make fucking 5 scrambled eggs. We'll split them. Does your sister curse? Not at all. Not even a little bit. One time, so it's funny. My sister's not very verbal. The only time she talks is when she wants something, when she's asking for something. Like, she's not just going to sit here and have a conversation with you. She'll just, like, ask you for stuff or tell you when she's hungry. So, the one time, dude, she was walking across the room, and she dropped something, and I heard her go, oh, fuck. Like, first time I ever heard her curse. I was, like, shook. I was like, whoa. I'm like, she's learning from the wrong person. She's spending too much time with me. Sunnyside eggs and toast. Connor, what's up, man? I'm actually going to hop off in a little bit. I got a couple things I got to do, but I'm going to be live again at like 10:30, 11. How long are you streaming for? Like maybe 2 more minutes. I'm going to be back around like 10:30 tonight before bed. I appreciate you guys stopping by for the dinner hour. But I got a couple things I got to do. I was going to say she gets that from you. She does. 10:30 tonight. I'll be back, guys. I'm going to go watch the Islanders. Thank you guys for coming by. Love you guys.